The tiger seemed to mock Pi, turning away to claim the jungle as its own. But Pi didn't give up. If force didn't work, he would try kindness. He started by giving the tiger fresh water. Then, he began fishing for food. The tiger, who would normally consume 10 pounds of meat a day at the zoo, was starving. But before Pi could catch anything, the desperate tiger leapt into the sea, trying to catch its own food. It caught nothing and quickly became exhausted, at ease. First, Pi found it almost comical, but then something changed. The tiger swam towards him, and Pi's heart raced. He knew if the tiger reached him, he would become its next meal. In a desperate scramble, Pi pulled himself back into the boat just in time. The boat, much higher than the water, left the tiger helplessly circling below. Pi grabbed an axe from the cabin. This was his chance to end the threat once and for all, but his heart wouldn't let him do it. Instead, he crafted a wooden ladder to save the tiger. Pi believed that no matter how fierce a creature may be, there's always a side of kindness within. The next day, he caught a dorado. After smashing it with a hammer, Pi was struck by an unexpected emotion. As the fish died, Pi began to cry. It was the first life he had ever taken. He thanked the heavens for the gift of food, but the sadness was overwhelming. Now the tiger felt less like a threat and more like a companion, sharing the hardships of their survival. As night fell, the sea became breathtakingly beautiful. Pi almost forgot the grueling days of drifting as he played joyfully with the water. But just as he was lost in the beauty of the moment, a whale suddenly burst from the sea, breaking the spell. For the first time, Pi truly felt the meaning of the word creepy, but that was just the beginning of his fear. Driven by curiosity, he picked a wildflower, only to discover a human tooth hidden inside. If Pi had a bird's eye view of the island in that moment, he would have been shocked to see it shaped like the outline of a woman's corpse. With this disturbing realization, Pi decided to leave the ominous island behind. Gathering essential supplies, he set off again with the tiger, venturing once more into the vast ocean. Days passed, 27 to be exact, and Pi had no idea how he survived. But eventually he found himself back on solid ground. As his feet touched the warm sand, he was momentarily entranced by the sensation. The tiger, too, jumped from the lifeboat, but it was so weak from hunger that it could barely stand. Staggering toward the jungle's edge, it paused for a moment, as though unsure. Lying there on the sand, Pi thought the tiger might be reluctant to leave him after 227 days spent together as companions. But the tiger, without a hint of emotion, simply looked ahead and walked off into the depths of the forest. Not long after, locals found Pi lying on the beach, sobbing uncontrollably. But it wasn't because he had finally been rescued. It was because the tiger, the very creature he had shared those 227 days with, had left without a farewell, without a word of gratitude. That lack of closure shattered Pi's heart.